When people find out that I'm an actor, they make a few assumptions. First, they assume that I got some money. Nah. There was a strike. I don't mention that I wasn't getting many auditions before the strike, but that's none of their damn business. They also assume that I'm some insufferable asshole. I'm sufferable. I don't come off as being too assholic because I don't gravitate towards a lot of typical dude activities. I don't drink, hunt, fish, gaslight. I'm not really into any sports. So I don't rattle off statistics about pro athletes' careers or make claims online about how I could have done better. Like I said, I'm not some insufferable asshole. I'm not a typical dude, but I got a little dude in me. I know I got a little dude in me because I can appreciate a good childish joke or audience member. I never know when to shut up, and I really like action movies. I'm a really big fan of the John Wick series, which is basically Keanu Reeves murdering small armies of semi-formal henchmen. Thank you. Which is basically Keanu Reeves, I'll say it again, shit like that, murdering small armies of semi-formal henchmen. Not because they killed his wife, but because they killed his dog, given to him by his dead wife. Peacock recently released a prequel to the John Wick series. It's called The Continental. After I watched it, I found a clip online of one of the fight sequences featuring the actress Jessica Allen. She was beating the shit out of 3 dudes by herself. The fight choreography was badass, and she was moving like a prima ballerina from Wakanda. So I decided to go into the comment section to compliment her work. It was a comment section full of dudes. Incels and imbeciles. Dudes with keyboard-sized chips on their shoulders next to their QAnon tattoos. And dudes who apparently hate to see a woman fight. Well, I can just stop right there. Dudes who hate to see a woman living her life. They whined about how woke Hollywood has ruined their once vibrant and prosperous lives. They whined about how the fight choreography wasn't practical for routine, everyday hand-to-hand combat. And they whined about how it just wasn't believable that this petite woman could overpower these 3 grown men. And when I complimented her work and said I enjoyed the series, they whined about the fiendish and deadly beta male. This one dude whose screen name was Hardwick AR-15 replied, "You sound silly." I replied, it wasn't silly for me to appreciate fight choreography I know I could never create or possibly perform. It wasn't silly for me to appreciate the emotional urgency written into these characters at a level that surpassed that of the original series. It wasn't hard for me to suspend my disbelief when I saw a young black woman beating the hell out of 3 men. I was raised by a young black woman. As one of her 3 sons, it wasn't just believable for me, it was triggering. And even if it weren't, I was utilizing the same suspension of disbelief when I saw Keanu Reeves' 59-year-old ass kill 439 assassins in the scripted time span of 4 days. I went along with it, knowing that off camera, Keanu Reeves is excruciatingly nice. You know how people say, he wouldn't hurt a fly. Keanu wouldn't hurt a fly's feelings. Or maybe he's just playing with our assumptions about who he is. Actors have to constantly tap dance through the minefield of assumptions and prejudices that keep audience members from suspending their disbelief. Just like off camera, when prejudices get us to entertain a person's possible weakness much more than we entertain their possible strength. Prejudices keep us from dreaming. They keep us from believing in each other, believing in ourselves. I'm often invited to audition for authority figure roles, like hot-headed cop or semi-formal henchman. And I'd kill for one of those roles, like John Wick on a long weekend. A weekend, if you will. But I'd like to believe that it's believable that I could be something else. something safe, or at least a safe bet at the box office. Anything more than a typical dude. I'm elated that they wrote that character and many of the other characters as women. Women make up 51% of the planet's population. It's not believable when we see a story with only dudes in it. That's fucking silly. Not a woman fighting off 3 male attackers. Male attackers make up 99% of attackers. And if someone pins a script where a 59-year-old woman kills 439 assassins in 4 days, I'm buying tickets to see that shit. I might even audition to play the murdered spouse. The device that sets the entire revenge flick in motion by simply serving as an attractive corpse. I can play an attractive, a believable corpse. All I have to do is be quiet. I wouldn't have to memorize any lines or mansplain corpse culture to the lead actress. I could just shut up and hope the audience can believe that a dude like me can let someone else talk for a change. Because I'm not a typical... You want me to wrap it up? I'm going to shut up and let someone else talk for a change. Thank you.
Não,